flawed. Mr. Justice Afray used the word woeful to describe the case of the plaintiff. And I have no doubt in my mind that the decision that the Supreme Court originally pronounced was a decision that was perverse. I think it was one of the worst decisions that have come from that court. And legal scholars, when they come to make the analysis, will see that it was a decision founded on very little basis, and a great deal of artificial scholarship was employed to arrive at a decision. What is the decision? What exactly is at issue in this case?
Actually, most of me there. But sir, most of me there. I'm most. They should be able to hold a bit me. I am more man. I dey am more than them obey. I dey am more than them obey. I dey am more than them obey.
Indeed, the person first and foremost, meaning I want you to say, we are not against mine. Rather, we want to support you tonight. Sisi ayekasi, offer Operation Vanguard, Operation Hot, Operation Galactic. Japan, they seize it and stop war. Stop war. Yeah, the person who you are not say. The son said, the person mine we and Untina. Jacka said, baby, I will hear mine in Biano. You want to fine. No, I let to show. No, they are man. MC. I a friend of the committee from district mining committee. The person first and foremost, meaning I want you to say, we are not against mining. Rather, we want to support you tonight. Sisi ayekasi, offer Operation Vanguard, Operation Hot, Operation Galactic. Japan, they seize it and stop war. Stop war. Yeah, the person who you are not say. The son said, the person mine we and Untina. Jacka said, baby, I will hear mine in Biano. You want to fine. No, I let to show. No, they are man. MC. I a friend of the committee from district mining committee. The person first and foremost, meaning I want you to say, we are not against mining. Rather, we want to support you tonight. Sisi ayekasi, offer Operation Vanguard, Operation Hot, Operation Galactic. Japan, they seize it and stop war. Stop war. Yeah, the person who you are not say. The son said, the person mine we and Untina. Jacka said, baby, I will hear mine in Biano. You want to fine. No, I let to show. No, they are man. MC. I a friend of the committee from district mining committee. And then you see her. Now the Ghana forehead and him to Obama MPP. Now the Danko Akufo-Addo. And no man there that this was obey. Why? Or stay at the ayo. Ebu Bako. 18 and then another year, the Baba had no more share. Now the Danko Akufo-Addo bedi ye man penyin. Minstro enmaka. Say important bi anywhere da na kuma so cha Asanteman. Asanteman na di ni ye. E no so yan atena pa. Tina ye na wiye ba ha. Ani fefe we ebi si ye ba mu hada. Ebi si Asanteman da. Na do Danko Akufo-Addo nti ebi asi na wiye. No cre obinya sebia anko obeye bi obija sebia o timi nya bi nti ana de osua wasa no osa no achia nepa Ghana bali bebre adwo we BS ho eso obi amusa se aden na ekọ ho ebi se soja
ama Ghana nyinaa. Esi wɔ Akosombo Kwame Nkrumah brɛ so. Esi wɔ Akuse Echampo abrɛ so. Ebua. Esi wɔ Bui President Akufo abrɛ so. Esi ewo Takrade President Ronald abrɛ so. Ada na Nana Akufo-Addo de esi de esi Kumasi a o se Kumasi fo ado na ye bie. Dabi Ghana na ye kyekere. Ghana na ye kyekere. Sa ene awie ya ba he. Sa anyinam kanye ya ye bie he. Sa de VI fo kae no. Sa anya nukrani Brody Baka every 2014 and a Greek of the VI for who said, say a person anyinam kanye gyina ya e was here share say e ye biwo Ghana mfimfiri ha asanteman mu nyina. Enso so menka say obi mpɛsɛ you de why ye ne ye body din. De why ye na na ado dankwa Akufo-Addo. Na we kra de eso ni 50 ase nie. Sanana no mo hwe wa chinjo wa chia ane fa ha asase a agoma so ni mpanyifo ade ama ban a ye si ya ba Gani energy no 800 megawatts. Mempa ebo abebo ande say na do dankwa Akufo-Addo na di da so yi na ni so ade ehui a na wa beti ho yi asadifo ba ye ne asadifo ba shira ni monyam ama aba ye betu yi na do dankwa Akufo-Addo party no asadifo aka say osi ade your party dia yadumwa na ye dai ko
cause of doomsday. And doomsday has been caused by the financial and economic mismanagement of this government. And so we shouldn't be giving them credit for solving a problem that...
What is the difference?
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now. Government is broke.
All right, a very good morning to you and you're welcome to the program. Good morning, Ghana. We're live from the studios here at North Ridge and we're streaming on Facebook as well. Follow us on social media. That's Metro TV Ghana or Good Morning Ghana, all on Facebook, on Twitter and Instagram. We are on Metro TV _GH, so you can follow us there. My phone is making noise. All right, so you're welcome once again. Let's go through the newspapers and then later I'll introduce a guest to you. I start over the Daily Graphic. Flood prevention in Accra. $675 million needed for Odo project. $675 million needed for Odo project. Engage young minds on SDGs through writing, Vice President. Ghana to invest $60 million in cashew sector. Yoko to host 14th Commonwealth Africa Anti-Corruption Conference. Ghanaian Times. At inauguration of Ghana Cote d'Ivoire Cocoa Initiative Secretariat, let's deal with challenges in global cocoa price hikes. President to cocoa producing countries. Western North, most expensive food region. That is the Ghana Statistical Service. Danger looms at Oyibi, Sasabi. Daily Guide. 3 killed in gas explosion. ECG board fights PURC over 5.8 million Ghana cedis fine. Leave Baumia alone. Veep chasers told. TUC descends on Professor Adai. NPP Youth Wing shakes Ashanti. The new crusading guide. Frema Opari calls for gender equality in business innovation. Teshi residents enraged over LECMA's delay tactics. Nene Tete Leno Ukumo, the fourth, sets record straight over bribery allegations. The big one says 5.8 million Ghana cedis fine illegitimate and arbitrary. ECG board to PURC. Baumia offers a better future for Ghana. Fenyo Markin. The top right corner. Adwejuri Zongo chiefs call on Ochenhene reaffirm allegiance to Ochiman. The Insight newspaper. Mahama floors Baumia again in new opinion poll ahead of December 2024. Israel spoiling for conflict with Iran as it launches missile attack despite stark warning. Randiabe blasts Dankwa Institute over voodoo public debt analysis. GDLA president grabs 2 doctorate degrees. FDA warns public against food ripening chemicals. The Herald. Railway authority accused of negligence in train accident as MPDC assembly member debunk political sabotage in Tema Mpakadan crash. Graphic staff cry over management's wasted $300,000. Cocobot CEO has no power to purchase fertilizers. Others witness tells court at Oponi Agongo trial. Coming up, Bank of Ghana aiding foreign banks to launder money. Hey. I didn't wash ladies' Pyoto during door-to-door campaign. I didn't wash ladies' Pyoto during door-to-door campaign. Michael Quay Jr. shouts from Dom Kwabenya, what was your hand doing in the water? Oh, sometimes people just do too much. What was your hand doing in the water? What if there was really Pyoto in the water? Just ask yourself, maybe you weren't, I saw the video, but you weren't holding Pyoto. But what if there was Pyoto in the water? I let me just keep quiet so that I don't infuriate people closer to you. The Informer. PURC fine unlawful ECG boards. Ensure your wares engage qualified electricians. Baumia advises traders. Gensa Kumase pipeline project. I'm proud of Napo Otumfo. Conviction of Maslock boss. Martin Pebu applauds government. Abuse of power. Massive demo against Kumase Hercules. Top right corner. CRM to make gas delivery efficient, less costly. NPA boss. The Inquisitor. Inclusive on IGP Consultative Committee. Why report is not out. Moves to skew its backfire. Pratt worried about constant attacks on Napo. TUC warns Professor Day. Green Ghana Day. We've planted 42 million trees, Lands Minister. And then top right corner, Chief Dolly Rua relishes interfaith dialogue. The Daily Statesman. Ghana wins international arbitration case against Kaisos Mining. Otumfo lost housing minister. ECG boss challenges PRC over 5.8 million Ghana cedis fine. Baumia offers visionary leadership. Afenyo Markin makes case for vice president. The searchlights. CRM to bring LPG closer to consumers. LPG balls. Police caught in human rights abuse drama. Trouble brews in Togo at ECOWAS comes under the hammer. The effort to create a new rail system could be a true Akufo-Addo legacy. And then Chura. Hima has no war with Obri Boahin. CRM to bring LPG closer to consumers. FDA embarks on a survey on artificial ripening of mangoes in markets. Wow. The Ghanaian publisher. Former ECG boss fights PRC over liability charges. NPP youth shake Ashanti. The worst is over for Ghana's economy. IMF. Maslock happening outright February. Bemka. CRM to make LPG accessible NPA balls. The custodian. Medina market women mob Baumia. Beware of same old mama. Majority cautions voters. ECG balls members oppose PURC's fine. CRM will bring LPG closer to consumers. NPA balls. Okay, we also have keep up your good works at Housing Ministry. Asante Hinetu upon Kroma. The new finder, ECG double jeopardy. ECG's double jeopardy. Bears brunt of customers while losing revenue, though not responsible for power cuts. World Bank, IMF affirm Ghana's economic recovery. Dr. Adam, 5.8 million Ghana cedis PRC fine unlawful ECG board. Continue your good works at Housing Ministry. Asante Hene tells upon Kroma. Daily Post, stop lying. Be truthful to Ghanaians about Dumso Obane Boama to government. Education. I'll collaborate with teacher union stakeholders to develop policies. Mahama. Lordina Mahama interacts with young ladies at a single camp meeting. The Economy Times. Job availability up by 3.7%. Banks tighten credit stances on businesses. Ghana economy to grow 4.4% by end of 2025, IMF says. That's it for the headlines this morning. Let's go for a break. We'll be back shortly.
Fortune rice, it's me emu ediane biara. Yansio kakre bipe, emu no nkikamu. Na ne hwam ne dedie. Delicious. Said your mama no pepepe.
Ya the Fortune emopa abedwaso. Ghana mo a ede. Ma emu ediane nyina.
FDA aje ejedi nkratoa yatum.
It has sachets and in different sizes too.
You didn't know?
These 5 sachets that we all use to fry our meat and fishes, to prepare our favorite meals, and to refill our empty original fried bottles.
Hey! Are you sure you are a fellow Ghanaian?
Get your trusted fried sauce sachets today for affordability, convenience,
convenience and for the refilling of your original Frital bottle. Frital, you deserve a life of goodness.
This advert is FDA approved.
Rise and shine, it's another day to stay on point. Toast is Friday, it's still on point. Fortune's Friday all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune's Friday, it's still on point. For your bread,
it's creamy.
For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. It's still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune's bread, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fat missy way.
Prepare bantama.
My chest.
That's a cycle.
It's a smile, the fresh breath.
Me, Jidisa, we used to Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's Kia. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onium Jom Kazan Kazan.
Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You so feeling when you Cal 360 toothpaste. Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Our stories begin right here, and we never write them alone. There'll be pages we love to read again and again, and some we want to tear out. They are stories of dreamers, stories of creators, stories of strivers, stories of believers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters, APSA.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the partial daily jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
This
adverts have been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Fortune rice. It's me emu ediane biara. Yansio kakre bipe. Emu no nkikamu. Na ne hwam ne dedie. Delicious. Said your mama no pepepe. Ya the Fortune emopa abedwaso. Ghana mo ede. Ma emu ediane nyina.
FDA aje ejedi enkratoa yatum.
Jedan jama washing powder for na. Wodi nra horo a ebo me yi nkikaye asoro no adi.
Eyesha. Emma wonsa ho nhihyew. Ena epu ehuro nsu yi. Eyi nkikaye ankasa.
Oh, shoot to be.
The Jamal washing powder for furnace sachets akesie enum aba. Eyi nkikaye ankasa.
Anima.
For Jamal washing powder bottle 30. Kan niema ode beji aware.
New Jamal washing powder. Ema niema ni ti. Ne mu so ye hwam. Wo ho kafo a oma won tade ni ti. FDA age edwede nkrato yatum.
Welcome to Elboth West.
Fortune rice. It's me emu ediane biara. Yansio kakre bipe. Emu no nkikamu. Na ne hwam ne dedie. Delicious. Said your mama no pepepe. Ya the Fortune emopa abedwaso. Ghana mo ede. Ma emu ediane nyina.
FDA age ejedi nkrato yatum.
All right, welcome back from the break. Let's now get into action. I have my guest with me already in the studio. We have Beatrice Annan, lawyer Beatrice Annan. She is a member of the NDC communications team. Beatrice, you're welcome. Good morning to you. I hear you in Wa.
Yes, Annie, I'm so tired. We came back from Wa yesterday in the evening, and prior to Wa, we've been meeting a lot of interest groups, GUTA, the Teachers Union, the upstream petroleum players, and so many others. I'm so tired, but the work is about to begin, so I can't complain much. But it's an interesting observation. And I'm also happy about the level of enthusiasm in our base to rescue this country. And so that energy...
Is that what you saw in Wa?
Oh, yes, not just Wa. You know, we've been to 16 regions on the Building Ghana tour. And I've never seen a time in the history of the country where many people are expecting the NDC to come and rescue them. And for me, it gives me the energy. So when you come back from Wa and you're even tired, you have to be on Good Morning Ghana in the morning again. And I should say that I hope it gets interesting as the days goes.
I guess the reason why I had that late notice.
In fact, I was tired. This one,
thank you.
Malik Basin must compensate me if he's watching me.
Anyway, thanks for coming. All right. So Akosia Menu is also here, and she is the parliamentary candidate for Denton constituency and deputy CEO for NYA. I haven't seen her in a while. Akosia, you're welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Annie.
People are asking me, where is Akosia? I said she's working in the constituency.
Oh, I was here...
oh, no. You haven't been here in a while. No.
I was here in March.
Hey, Akosia, March. We're in April.
March. Oh, but we've been...
Because you're supposed to be a regular, I mean.
I'm supposed to be a regular.
Of course. And you know, at the time when you were doing the campaign in the constituency, I don't know if it was Lara too. Yes, I think it was Lara who was telling me, you know, Annie, when she finished, it's not the campaign, you know. I said, okay. You the conversation I've had with Akosia, if Akosia doesn't show up, I'll have a problem with her. So she's the one that actually stood in for you.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, so when you see her, thank her.
I always do.
Yeah.
She's an amazing friend and sister.
Right. Anyway, so how's the constituency?
Very well.
I saw something with children.
When?
I think last week.
Last week, there was a health screening around King's Cottage.
King's Cottage.
Maybe it was the Salafist. Maybe. Depends on which one. The party.
The Salafist was... I think the Salafist was different. I saw your Muslim... Amalia, outlook. Oh, I hate the fact that I didn't download the picture. I should have put it up.
There's a lot going on, so I'm not sure.
Please help me. Producer should get that picture for me.
Which picture?
Before we close, we want to put that picture.
Isn't it too early for me?
I heard people were dragging me to it.
They're dragging you?
When I tried my own.
Oh.
Yeah. I heard people were dragging,
They attacked you for it?
Well, they didn't attack much, but it's like, they were dragging me against traditional look, but they were more for the Islamic.
Yeah, but when you have to go to a mosque, you have to cover up. So
I wasn't in the mosque. Actually, the Muslims were very proud of me. I said, I don't expect anything. I expect that you'll be proud of me. Anyway.
They are very welcoming.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're welcome as well.
Thank you.
And how are things in government, in governance? When you go into the constituency, what do you hear from people?
Adenta is, I always say Adenta is like a mini Ghana. Everything you want, you can find in there. So even with our various tribes and all, and also with, you have the middle class, if you want the elite, you find it there. If you want the grassroots, you find it there. And it's pretty interesting. What is quite significant there is the problems differ from one area to another. But by and large, they are always asking for their fair share of development as well. So in some of the areas, roads, I get a lot of inbox, messages on my social media and whatnot. yesterday I had a meeting with in one of the electoral areas, the Landlords Association. They put some requests in front of me, some of which I'll be solving this week. So we do the best we can.
Yeah.
And ultimately to let them know that they'll be well represented. I keep seeing something on the crawl, Koda. I saw him trending last night.
Yes.
The gospel singer. I'm not familiar with his music, but a lot of people I know online would post him regularly, and condolences to his family and his friends. Pretty young. Interestingly, I realized he was a brother of a friend of mine. I went to school with many years ago. So condolences. I think it's the Amenyampong. That's his actual name, Kofi Amenyampong. Condolences to the family.
That's his name. Yeah. That's what he turned into, Koda. Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah. A very influential Christian gospel musician in this country. A lot of people admire. Yesterday when I think Metro was the first to break the news with a flyer. So I had a lot of people sending it to me asking to confirm. I said, I'm not the one that posted the flyer now. But, I had to, contact the entertainment industry, the people I knew here in the industry, and they all confirmed it too. So it means that what we put out was true. And then later I saw other websites also putting it out. Such a heartbreaking, happening or incident. It sent shock to a lot of people. People are really, really, really shocked. In fact, we are all shocked. So condolences to his family. Everybody that was that close to him. Anyway, as they say, we still have a country to build, right? So let's continue with our daily bread, which is what's happening with Ghana. I don't know how many of you had power outage over the week. I had once. I think it was Saturday afternoon. So, yeah. But aside that, I've seen power Sunday throughout to this morning. So, okay. But some too are complaining. I saw a bit of not doomsday, but the flips of the power in your homes. People were having just flip-flops. It comes and it goes, it comes and it goes. So they were also wondering what was happening, and they had a bit of some worry about that. But before the ECG, GURC drag, let's go into the issue of the Amer. Amer seems to have a lot of issues coming up. Let's start with the Amer coming on board in previous administration. The controversy that was greeted it with allegations of corruption and bloated cost in Amer, the whole production lifespan of Amer, the contracts, what was involved in the contract, the now extension of the contract itself by this government, and then the subsequent transfer or agreement to transfer or transport the Amer plant into the Ashanti areas or the central part of the country. The agreement of how much was to be used, which was about 25 million cedis, which now bloated into 36 million cedis, and the agreement that before the handover, it should actually enjoy maintenance or servicing from the managers of the Amer plant itself. And the fact that government decided that no, we'll do the servicing ourselves, and therefore giving it to a different company to do the servicing, which is now costing us more money. And then the final transfer, when it was rebirthed, it had a rename, and now it is called another name. I think Kumasi 1 plant, power plant, right, something like that. Okay. So that's where we are. We have opposition giving off some news or updates that it's going to pursue and push for the investigation into a lot of the different angles of Amer that has come up. So let me start off with Akosua. Akosua, the Amer projects. Where is government today? With all that has happened from last week, this weekend, we had a lot of discussion also on different platforms and people giving their opinions and experts all telling what they have to say about the Amer. Where are we? What has government said so far about it? Are they pleased with what has greeted it with the fanfare? Are they pleased with it? Do they appreciate people's concerns and opinion, which is not just political, but of course experts have also spoken to it. So what have they said so far about it?
Annie, good morning. Just a little, I don't know whether to call it a heads up or a caution or something, but I think it's important to give us whatever will be discussed before we come and sit here in the mornings. By and large, from what you've put on the dailies, the front pages, if that's not what we are discussing and it's going to go into a specific conversation, the viewers are listening to us and they don't want to hear banter and Peaches and I shouting against each other. They want to get value from the conversation, especially on a Monday morning. So I would plead with you, it's not just for me, but for other communicators that come and sit here. The nature of the show has to have a certain quality. And when you give us the topics ahead, even if it's by 5 a.m. in the morning, we can read around and not come and sit here and be doing or look confused.
Did you get the topics?
No.
You didn't?
Nothing.
It was not my fault.
Nothing, because I just woke up. I was running late already, so there was a bit of traffic here and there. But that aside, nothing.
So it was not my fault.
And
I mean, I can show you
but typically
a message.
You would forward whatever you want to discuss with me.
Yes, because I was not sure you were coming. That's why I did not.
that's-
But I had communicated with your team.
Okay.
Yes.
You had communicated with the team.
Yes.
So
they
we have
were
to
supposed.
bring
In
the
fact,
team.
they insisted for it, and I gave it to them. So they should have.
And they didn't pass it on.
No, they did not.
Yes, but that's a one-off. I'm saying that this is pretty much it, because let's say other morning shows, and yes, we know Good Morning Ghana is not like other morning shows.
Yes,
but even if it's
but before you even continue, let me just
Yes.
update you that I've been doing that lately. I
Oh,
mean,
lately?
Yes, I've been doing that. You can lately because you haven't been on for a while.
I've been. It's
Yes.
just don't say for you make it sound
You
like
haven't
I've
been
here
on
for
for a while.
3 years.
I don't know if you.
The last time I was here
You
was
see,
in
when
March.
I was here, when you.
I was here in March. Do you know
when-
why I remember why I was here? Because the last time I came here, we talked about the power outages, and I told you I was feeling it too. I was experiencing it too, and I was hoping that things would change quickly. So I remember. So it's not that far out.
You have not been on
But
for a while.
bringing Amer up, I'm trying to pull some information on it as quickly as I can. But you're asking whether government is, I don't understand the question, government is happy with Amer.
No. Have they received the analysis, the criticisms, the information that is out now on the fact that why are you throwing a fanfare? Why are you renaming? Why are you, it's almost like rebirthing. Why are you spending more money against what was presented to Parliament that we're going to spend? We said we're going to spend 25 million Ghana cedis. We're ending up spending about 36. There are agreements, probably, I don't know if I should call it breaches because it's on our own that we decided that we're not going to do allow Amer team to actually do the servicing, but give it to another company to do servicing, which is going to come at another cost, which originally we shouldn't be spending. There's just so many things going on with the Amer that people are even saying, but this is a contract that this particular government criticized so much.
Yes.
So why are we now owning it to our chest as though now there's nothing wrong with this?
Let me go back. Let me go back to how Amer became a legacy problem at a certain point. So Amer stands for American Middle East Resource Investments. Since we are going into history, African and Middle East Resource Investment, AMERI. It was essentially procured under the NDC government. It was supposed to provide power, right? Each gas turbine would supply 25 megawatts of power. 10 were procured at the cost of $510 million. If it had been purchased directly from General Electric, which is the mother company that sells these turbines, it would have cost $220 million. So that in itself was a red flag. And I remember conversations where, why purchase it for that much? And when it comes to these independent power purchase agreements, we have said time and again that it was ill-conceived, that too much money went into it, that excess capacity was borne out of it, which became a cost to the state. We said these things. Over time, one of the things that also came up, I remember that the AMERI company had a fake address in Dubai. Do you remember that incident? It was true. The company was set up 2 months before the whole transaction started. These are things that are not propaganda or something we are faking. Ultimately, government comes, the NPP government comes and says, you know what, whatever it is, we are in this. $510 million is a lot of money. We could have acquired it for cheaper. Let's see how best to make it work. Now, the downside is if you have to cancel the contract as well, it also comes at a certain cost, which is of benefit to the one who made it available, right? When it comes to the conversation of fanfare and renaming, Annie, when you go to VRA, the plant there is called what? Bon. When you go to Takrady, the plant has a name that is indigenous to the area. So I don't think it's something that is new. So I don't even want to get into the pettiness of that. But ultimately, from all the records, now we own the turbines. Even though it's the name ultimately, I mean, the name stands for corruption, it stands for fraud, it stands for things that we are not proud to go back to.
The name AMERI stands for fraud?
Yes, it stands for fraud in the sense that when the very office that it was linked to in Dubai wasn't accurate. When I asked you, do you recall this? You said yes. And that's why I'm saying that if you had stated this for me, it would have been easier for me to pen down my arguments better. But ultimately, we found a way around it. It's not fanfare, it's just...
No, but when you talk about the Dubai office, it doesn't end at a location. What further work did governments do to establish that AMERI is actually a legally established entity to continue working with? You don't put in the excuse if we abrogate the contract,
yeah, but that's not a conversation
it will come at a cost.
Yeah, but that's not a conversation for us because at the time that the fraud was detected, it wasn't under our watch. Do you understand? Even the middleman, the director who signed the agreement with the deputy minister with the deputy attorney general at the time, if you remember his name, I don't remember the name, but I remember there was a Norwegian paper that even reported on this and subsequently indicated that he was on Interpol watch. So yes, if these things come up to light and is linked to it, then it doesn't, it's neither here nor there. But the point is we are saddled with it. If we are saddled with it, what are we going to do? Now, ownership is now we fully own it. We do. What's the renaming or whatever you want to call it as it is, stationed in the Ashanti region now, the benefit of it is the challenges that the region would have had would be minimized because they'll be getting direct supply from the plants there. right?
I'm
looking beyond the pettiness of the back and forth.
No, it is something that establishes the legality or the legitimacy of a contract between Ghana and the Amer as a company. So it has to be established before we continue. And
what has to be established?
Yes, and I'm trying to, with the fraud allegations that you're making, I want us to establish it before we continue.
Okay, so the fraud bit is that the middleman that signed the agreement with the Deputy Attorney General at the time was the director of a company that was set up 2 months prior in Dubai and subsequently was put on a watch list by Interpol, right? So if he's a direct link to it and there are all these question marks, shouldn't we raise concerns? And secondly, the fact that it was sold to us at $510 million when we could have gotten it directly from General Electric for $220 million. So if to you, right, to you, you have the opportunity to make a purchase for something that costs 300 Ghana cedis, and then somebody comes and says, Annie, I want to sell this to you for 900 Ghana cedis. You are comfortable selling it, getting it for 900 Ghana cedis instead of 300 Ghana cedis. Same product, same quality. You prefer to pay more from it through a middleman. Doesn't it raise questions? Aren't we concerned? And these are the concerns we raise in terms of the cost. So if you had the opportunity to buy it for $220 million, but you did so for 510 through a middleman who evidently it came to light had issues, and it wasn't even from a paper or investigation from us, but from a Norwegian paper. Then certainly,
I think that if there is indeed fraudulent activities that were established in this deal with a middleman situation, it should have been very easy for Ghana to investigate. I'm thinking of Sputnik V.
Okay, so
and I'm looking at how that mess of a contract exposed the health minister at the time. We set up a committee that investigated, and we established that there was a problem with that, and the health minister admitted.
Very good.
So how was that so difficult in the case of Amer for government to have been able to investigate it and establish and have someone answer to it?
I cannot speak for the NDC why, when that came to light, they didn't take action on it. At least we have sat in this studio and we talked about something as sensitive or controversial as the PDS, and saying that we realized that in terms of the transaction, something didn't add up. The government itself saying we are pulling back from it. That's what you're asking for. And I can't speak to why they didn't do so. Maybe because in terms of a transaction, paying 220 million and turning a blind eye to the 220 million and opting for 510. I don't know who took the difference or where it went to.
So this is a story in 2015.
The fact that, and this is what we need to, the fact that we came to power and continued with it doesn't still make it a bad deal. It is. What you're asking is for us to go back in time and reverse. We do not have the power because
you are gladly continuing with the wrongdoing.
It's not gladly continuing. It's realizing sadly that when you've been put in a situation where it has cost the state that amount of money, for you to cancel the contract might even cost you more. So do we look back and say, let's scuttle everything? Or, you see, there's an account saying, their money, they're swell, right? What do we make out of this situation? For instance, one of the things that we love, the opposition loves to say is, oh, the excess capacity that you talked about, the over 2,500 excess capacity, right? It's something that you love to talk about. No, it's something that you say we did. However, you are using that excess capacity. On average, you've been growing at using 250 megawatts a year. That's how we've been growing. On average, 250. So even if we are using that excess capacity, right, it means that we are just around having used about 1,700 of it with some left. It comes back to the question of at what cost? Those are the conversations that should come up. That why I'm not even about fanfare. And this 36 million, I have to go back to it because I I don't have the details of it, so I hopefully I'll get it whilst Beatrice has a take. But a middleman walking away with a lot should have us concerned. $510 million when you had the opportunity to do it for $220 million. It's no different from several infrastructure projects which were overpriced or overvalued. And government has been able to procure same or get more value out of less for less. So, yes, we are continuing with it. But does it still make it a bad deal or a bad position at the time? Yes. What do we do about it? We send it back and pay more. Because you know that contracts of that nature will always come at a certain cost. Abrogate it, it will cost you. Continuing, it will cost you. But you can streamline it better. The agreement was already signed. Asking for that investigation is a question for the government of the day, not for us who were in opposition. So the question is maybe what steps did they take in realizing the difference in the cost?
The government of the day has every right, like has been done to former Maslow boss.
In 2015.
Exactly. Has every right
so you're asking
to investigate.
For
yes. To investigate corrupt, what they deem corrupt deals and follow through. Now, let me give you these maybe number of headlines of the Amer deal of allegations that were made against them. We have open source investigation publishing on its website. Updates, Amer Group LLC rejects false and malicious claim by VG. Modern Ghana says defamation. Amer sues VG for $150 million. Graphic Online. Amer has no expertise in power projects. Philip Addison. Remember that Philip Addison committee. Now, Philip Addison committee, there's a story following up Ghana Web. It says Amer financed Addison's committee to Dubai. Minority reviews. And that's why I said I heard these allegations about Amer's office not being in Dubai and all that. But you see that open source investigations publishes the establishment of Amer deal in Dubai. And it says that Amer Group LLC duly incorporated under laws of United Arab Emirates with a registration number 114394904 and also registered with the Chamber of Commerce of Dubai, UAE. And this is easy to check it's because it's websites now, digitalization, I beg. And the membership number 240056 with office address in M Gates, Building Sheikh Zayed Road, Dubai, UAE, signed a boot agreement with the government of Ghana on February 10th, 2015 for the 250 megawatt fast track power project in Takoradi. Amer Group LLC is solely owned by His Royal Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Dalmouk Juma Al Maktoum. Al Maktoum member of the ruling family of Dubai, UAE. Amer Group LLC develops energy projects on the continent of Africa and elsewhere. Recently, Amer Group contracted to supply emergency power to the government of Ghana. An article published by the tabloid newspaper called VG for Norway made false and slanderous accusations regarding the emergency power project agreement executed between Amer Group and the government of Ghana. Amer Group stands by its agreement with the government of Ghana and believes that we have assembled a world-class team of developers to accomplish the job on the budget. Joining us on the project is the Greek EPC contractor Metka. Now, the tablet articles targets Mr. Umar Farouk, only wrong portraying him as the owner of the company, but also tries to malign his character. Moreover, it states that Mr. Farouk attempted to swindle the government of Ghana through the transactions by inflating the price of the contract. A ridiculous claim since the contract was agreed upon by the Ministry of Power and thereafter ratified by the Ghana Parliament with full pricing transparency. Another falsehood is that Mr. Farouk is on his own course, that the transaction is on on his own caused the transaction to occur. It's a matter of record that the sole owner of the above-mentioned company is His Royal Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Dalmouk Juma Al Maktoum, member of the ruling family of Dubai UAE. The VG story also purports that this transaction was done quickly and out of the public view. Yet, as a record show, the above-mentioned agreement was duly signed on 10th of February 2015 between Amer Group LLC, presented by His Royal Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Dalmouk Al Maktoum in his capacity as chairman and Minister of Power, and Honorable Mr. Kwabena Donko of the Government of Ghana. Mr. Farouk simply signed the agreement as a witness. So Mr. Farouk was a witness to this agreement. And then Mr. Ziad Barakat was appointed as CEO of the company and is working in opposition in this position to date. The article in VG shows that the allegations against Mr. Farouk were raised in Norway of some fraud which was committed in 2010. This is patently false, as in 2010, Mr. Farouk was residing in Dubai as a legal resident since 2005 and had not been in Norway. Has not been to Norway since. In fact, the person the tabloid interviewed who has accused him has already been convicted of same fraud by the court in Norway and is currently in jail. So during the tenure of the employment, Mr. Farouk was never wanted or alleged of any crime, fraud in any part of the world. Moreover, the tabloid alleges that Mr. Farouk had the above agreement has managed to siphon off hundreds of millions of dollars by selling the project to the government of Ghana at the highly inflated price. In fact, as the government of Ghana has already publicly stated, the ministry wishes to state that the agreement with Ameri is built, own, operate and transfer, that's BOOT agreement, and not an outright purchase, as it was earlier on claimed, of generating plants, as the article falsely claims. In fact, in Ghana, statement goes on to say the government of Ghana has not made any payments to Ameri and will not be making any payments for the cost of the equipment. Ameri Group has already invested hundreds of millions of dollars as direct foreign investments in Ghana, which will be operational before the end of 2015. The article is really long, so I'll just cut it here. Okay. And then, Sakusia.
What you've essentially done in more ways than one is to confirm what I'm saying. One, the African and Middle East Resource Investment, popularly known as Ameri, had no history or expertise of doing any transaction in the world, right? They sold to us 1025 megawatts gas turbines, valued at a cost of $510 million. These gas turbines, they procured from a company called Metzka, which you read in the article that you I don't even know where you read the article from, but it captured Metzka, which is the company that Ameri actually got the turbines from. Now, another fact is that Metzka actually announced that they were going to do business in Ghana and had sold 10 turbines, same ones that Ameri had said, right? They are selling it as captured in their news item of $350 million. So the transaction as stated here in Ghana by the government of the day costing $510 million. Same turbines is being captured by the company that Ameri actually procured the turbines from. Metzka. And you get what I'm saying?
I'm following.
Meaning that the middleman Ameri, or the entity Ameri, walked away with $160 million.
Why are you still referring to Ameri as a middleman?
Because
after all that I read,
it played a middleman role. Ameri doesn't have any history of having done any business anywhere. And Metzka was the one that actually ran the turbines. Metzka did. Metzka was the one in operations in Takoradi for 5 years. So show me where Ameri did the work. This is not me pulling stuff out of thin air. These are facts that you can check. I mean, as I said, if we had the intel earlier, maybe. So who operated the plant in Takoradi for 5 years? Metka did. Who sold the turbines to Ghana for 510? Amer did. Metka says we are doing business in Ghana, and they put the cost of the transaction at $350 million. $510 million is what is captured in Ghana. That's a difference of $160 million. So if it raises questions of fraud, if it raises questions of corruption, if it raises questions of having been fleeced, it was valid in the day and it's still valid now. The question, though, is what is synonymous with Amer? What is synonymous with Amer is that something went unchecked and it was deliberate. And this is something that we have struggled with. We have, because it affects pricing. You buy something for high, consumers will pay ultimately a higher price for it, just because you didn't do the due diligence of making sure that we got value for it. So it's not it's not something that you can say, where has Amer, if you are making a case for them, okay, let's see where they've done business before prior to them coming to Ghana, the agreement being signed, I think it was September 2015 or so. Where? Now, subsequently, you want to make the argument about names. The argument more on the issue. And the issue is we procured something for 510 when it could have been done for 220.
So what is the value for money for the fanfare throne and the commissioner of Amer when we transported it? What's the value for money?
I think that when you ask what is the value for money, we've sat here and had a conversation several times. In fact, if we are to pull the archives, there'll be conversations of government having said they were going to, the government of the day being in opposition saying that we're going to do something, a policy such as, for example, free SHS. And the government of the day and its communicators saying that it's not possible to do it. And then the government in opposition comes into power, rolls it out, and guess what? The government of the day that said couldn't do it, now in opposition says that we started free SHS and calls it, it wasn't free SHS then, it was called progressive free SHS. The point is, if you do not have an occasion to tell a story, the very people who shamelessly have no inhibitions about awarding things to them are the ones who come and tell you that they are the ones who set it up in the first place. But if you did set it up, at what cost? What was the intention behind it? When it comes to power purchase agreements, we've talked about this incessantly in terms of the cost to the states and the legacy issues in terms of how much we are still paying. Right. So a name can leave a sour taste in your mouth. It doesn't ultimately, you are not beholden or you are not obligated to hold on to it. And like I said, it's a non-starter for me in terms of what the name is. As far as I know, when a plant goes to a certain locality, it assumes the name of the area. I don't think that the plant in Pong, the original name was Pong, but hey, here we are.
Okay. Beatrice, let me take a breather. So I don't...
Okay, maybe you should take a breather. I just wanted to, this morning, appreciate Nana Amoisi the 7th, is the Executive Director of the IES, and also the Antobia Hene of the Kumfing Traditional Area. I just want to say thank you. Nana raised me in the energy sector.
Oh.
Yes, he trained me, and I'm grateful to him this morning. So
he's a resource.
Yes,
to this platform.
Nana will push you. Will push you to learn energy if you don't want to learn. So this morning, I say good morning to him wherever he is.
Okay.
I think that I didn't understand him. I thought he was a bit harsh on me, but like parents, we appreciate our parents better when we also become one. And I want to say good morning to him wherever he is.
Okay, so let me take the break, and then when we come back, then you can also have a bite on it. We'll back shortly.
Fortune rice. It's me emu ediane biara. Yansu kakre bi pe. Emu no nkekamu. Na ne hwam ne dedie. Delicious. Said your mama tie no pepepe.
Ya the Fortune emopa abedwaso. Ghana mo a ede. Ma emu eduane nyina.
FDA aje ejedi nkratoa yatum.
In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
It's good to stay strong together. It's good to share nutritious meals cooked with Fritol, a vitamin A fortified oil. Fritol, you deserve a life of goodness. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, what's up?
How far with your intentions?
To be honest, I'm so nervous about starting this new role on Monday.
Oh, please. I know you'll be great at it. You should be worried about what benefits they have. Example, do they have health insurance?
I doubt they will have that for internet. But no shaking. I have NHIS already.
After you son a line, ting.
Nina, look at you. What are you going to do in the office when you can just download their app to register for an NHIS membership?
Yes, my people. You heard right. You can now download and register your membership on my NHIS app. No long queues or tedious paperwork. All you need is your Ghana card to register for yourself and for others. Once you register, you get a new digital NHIS card on your phone. My NHIS app gives you access to credentialed health facilities and services across the country. NHIS covers over 95% of disease conditions in Ghana. Access to healthcare just got easier.
Now let me sign up quickly. Please, Seth, I'm starting work next month.
Hey, give it to me! Hey, man! Go! One time! Stop! Ah! Enough you guys, oh! Continue!
Prepare yourself to unleash even more moolah by staking from 1 Ghana cedi to 350 Ghana cedis. And you could win 26 times your stake on the exciting new Pick 1 game from Game Pack. Play by dialing *946# on all networks via our website or download the Game Pack app on www.gamepackgames.com. Choose your Pick 1 number from 1 to 36. Place your stake and watch our live draws on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily.
Hey, live life like me with Game Pack. Game Pack, more moolah, more power.
This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly.
Papa is walking the wall.
Herbal Hospital. Specialists in every kind of bone disease.
Bar Herbal Hospital. Hey, baby, a family with me. Nanso, yari etimi sapa dum pemu yari.
Spinal cord, swelling of the arms, arthritis, bone injury, swelling of the leg with reddish color around it, and so on. See, Bar Herbal Hospital has special ultra-modern machine for checking up the body. I have tried them and I got good results. Try Bar Herbal Hospital.
Car Center in Ghana, offering unparalleled round-the-clock service in autos and accessories. Nadom Autofix is the biggest distributors of used tires in Ghana, offering first-grade second-hand car tires of all rim sizes at both wholesale and retail prices. We are also the leading name in car sensor diagnostics, corrections and sales of car accessories. We excel in car washing and detailing with state-of-the-art steam engine washing machines that keep water away from your engine, ensuring a clean, healthy and responsive engine. Nadom Autofix, the first name in servicing, car accessories and car washing. Visit us today and experience the world of class difference. Find us today at Asoridaho, directly opposite Dansoman KFC and the Shell filling station. For more details, you can call us on 0503 244 266 or 0535 339823. Nado Motofix. Wukwainso nyonko papa.
Fortune Rice, it's me emu ediane biara. Yansio kakre bi pe, emu no nkeka mu. Na ne hwam ne dedie. Delicious. Said your mom metie no pepepe.
Ye the Fortune emopa abedwaso. Ghana mo a ede, ma emu eduane nyina.
FDA aje ejedi nkratoe yatum.
Welcome to welcome back to the program. I'm still in the studio with Akosia Menu, a Delta parliamentary candidate. Hey, Akosia. Noted. Well noted. Also, I'm still here with Beatrice and a lawyer as well. Let me just remind you that if you're desperate of getting a toothpaste for the whole family, just try the Kel 360 toothpaste. It's approved by the Food and Drugs Authority, and it provides your family with an all-round dental protection throughout the day and freshness. Also, the toothpaste is good for kids. It's good for children. It's good for adults. So let the family be proud of it by using the Kel 360 toothpaste. It brightens the teeth and also prevents cavity with a cool mint. It gives you fresh breath throughout the day. So it's a product from Amer Company Limited. They're available on all markets, malls, and provision shops. And you can contact them, Amer Company, on 024-686-4798 or, 024-686-4798. Kel 360 toothpaste, happy smile. Lift and elevator is also available on the market. It comes with the American pneumatic vacuum elevators, and they also can install in 3 days. So you want to make them your friends as they come into your homes, your offices to install. Remember that you can also install a wheelchair customized for the elevator type that you actually want. They're located at Sakumono. Call them on 0200-535-515 or reach them on the email elevators@gmail.com for consultations and best solutions. Now, also, Game Park Game Limited is available, and if you want to be known as a tycoon, remember that who's got the mullah got the power. And so 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. the Game Park Game draws on Adom TV every day. And get your tablets and download the Game Park Games.com or dial *946# on all networks. Choose from the number 029 and you can make some mullah. So nobody beats their odds in Ghana, they say. Now, it's also regulated by the National Lottery Authority, so make sure you play responsibly. It's not for persons under 18. Betway Cash Out says, are you so cool? The Akosobo Dam is bigger, but Betway Cash Out is bigger. Now, Betway is giving you more control over every thrilling bet you play, so enjoy the biggest and most reliable cash outs today in Ghana and sign up on betway.com.gh. is also not for persons under 18 and regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more. Now, Blue Juice energy drink, having been on the market for 20 years, is still reminding you that it's there. It provides vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy, as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Juice energy drink has been tested and tried, and also they are available on the market. For bulk purchase, contact Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208128190 or 055-001-0000. Beatrice, all right, I'll let you into the discussion now on the Mary.
I can't blame Akusia because she admitted that she didn't give her the topic on time. And so she didn't, or she couldn't have the opportunity to do adequate preparation. And so I'll give that to her. But I think that Mary is linked to the energy sector generally. And you cannot discuss the energy sector and take the Mary out, because Mary became famous because of the NPP. The Ameri is not the only power plants that the NDC government brought to power. But why are we having to discuss Ameri every time? Because of the noise they made. And this morning, Akosia has sought to regurgitate some of the things they said when they are in opposition. I think this government has a penchant for talking the same way, whether in opposition or in government. So you realize now Dr. Bawumia is an opposition in government. He speaks, so we are in government, we can't do anything about it. And the situation is still what it is. So why did you come to government? To come and tell us that you can't do anything? And anytime we are having this discussion about power generation, I want to use this opportunity to salute President John Mahama. And I can't say this enough, that the vision of the man, President Mahama, when he's lying in his bed, in his bedroom, and you combine the expertise of all the MPP people, they cannot do 10%. You see, where President Mahama and his level of understanding and appreciation of the challenges and the solutions needed, sometimes maybe I want to plead with President Mahama to invite Nanado for conversations. I mean, deep conversations, because this government can't see beyond 3 months. And there are plethora of examples. The president told you there will be no haircut. In less than 3 weeks, there was a haircut. It tells you that the president could not see the economy he was managing beyond a month. And so you can imagine that 10 years ago, the man, President John Mahama, conceived an idea of adding to the generation capacity of Ghana. And he was vilified. He was accused falsely. I mean, his image was tattered by people who know next to nothing about energy. They just do not even have an appreciation of how the industry works. People were talking, so they were also talking. They just made loose statements, and we are in power. And today, we are being told that celebrate us. Celebrate us for relocating the investments of President John Mahama. Then this morning, maybe but for my shoes, I should stand and salute President Mahama. And for me, I think Ashanti region contributed a lot to my growth in politics. And so on behalf of Asante Man, we want to say thank you to President Mahama. We want to say thank you that 10 years ago, you saw what the entire MPP government could not see. You see, and I want to take us through why we were here and why the level of the discussion has been reduced to so low that we should not have been discussing Ameri. Because, but for the commissioning of the plant, a plant that was commissioned 10 years ago, this is not a discussion. And maybe the NDC, we should also be giving ourselves credit for some of these things. Because sometimes we normalize big achievements. This government is celebrating street lights that was placed somewhere as part of the achievements in the performance tracker. And they've counted it. So sometimes maybe the NDC, we should pat ourselves on the back. And I want to call on all Ghanaians to listen carefully and make a distinction between a serious political party like the NDC that has development at its agenda and just a party that makes noise for the purposes of gaining power and yet cannot do anything, only to come and tell you, oh, we inherited Amer and what. That is not enough. And we were in this country when in the 2015 State of the Nation's address, we were bedeviled with the phenomenon of power outages, which the NPP named Doomsaw. They actually coined the term Doomsaw. I remember President Nanado's tweet saying that when the light goes off and comes on, it is Doomsaw and nothing else. So we should give them the credit for coining the term Doomsaw. We've experienced the power outages as far back as 1983. We had a national power crisis. 1998, we had another power crisis. 2007, 2008, my earliest recollection, because I wasn't born, okay, by 1998, I was born, but I was just about 8 years. So, no, I'm just a young person who has achieved too much. And in 2006...
I like what you just said, humble much.
So easy. So 2006, 2007, we experienced Doomsaw again in Kufuor's era. I remember because at the time, I think I was in secondary school or so. Then in 2014 or 2015 thereabouts, we had the Doomsaw. You know, from 1983 through to 1998, 2006, 2007, what political parties and governments used to do was that they would manage the energy crisis for some time, especially if you look at the time. They were very close to elections. And so rather than taking a bold decision to invest in the long-term solution, they would just, so you remember, Kufuor brought some toy generators. I think it was 1 megawatt or so. After the commission, that generator could not do anything because we had to manage the situation. We were going to have the 2008 general elections. Then President Mahama, being the visionary and the bold man that he is, said that, I will not manage the situation like my predecessors have. I will fix it. In fact, I recall vividly his phrase, I, John Dramani Mahama, will fix the energy crisis, quote and unquote. And so against this background, we started negotiating power plants or PPAs. What had happened was that in the specific case of Amer, the government of Ghana did not have money to purchase the power plant upfront. So, Annie, what did we do? The government of Ghana, in its wisdom, went into what we called BOOT. What it means is build, own, operate, and transfer. And so subsequently, when I say BOOT, that is what it means. That Amer was coming to build the plant, own the plant for some time, operate it, and then when they had recovered their generation and capacity charges, generation cost, and other ancillary charges, they will now give it back to the government for a period of 5 years. So the government of Ghana, let me put in record, did not pay 1 cedi to Amer. So this thing of there was corruption, where is it? And coming from people who paid Sputnik V at the time, they were not thinking. I think sometimes when they are talking, they should lower their voices because the NDC is light years ahead of the NPP. So the government of Ghana never paid 1 cedi to Amer. That was the agreement. The cost of that was $510 million. So Amer was supposed to include this cost in both their generation charges and capacity charges for a period of 5 years, so that you pay little by little. The investor will recoup the money and then give the plant to Ghana. They fold up and they walk away. So some 2 years down the line, or 2 years ago, Amer handed over the plant to the government of Ghana because we have, in fulfillment of that contract. But the reason Amer has become famous was that on 23rd December 2015, the then flag bearer of the MPP, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, said that the Amer was a corrupt deal. Then his backing vocalist, in fact, Nana Addo said that the Amer was a waste of resources. Then his backing vocalist, Dr. Bawumia, came and said that Amer was a corrupt deal when he was speaking at the 15th Extra Delegate Congress in Sunyani. And then all their communicators joined, Amer is corrupt, Amer is this, and they promised when we come, you know how Nana Addo speak in his accent, we will investigate the Amer and we will bring the perpetrators to book. Today, when they came, in fulfillment of that manifesto promise, they sought to steal $290 million from the Amer. I should go back and read. They sought to steal $290 million. How did they seek to do that? They said that because we had accused the MDC in opposition, then when they were in opposition, that they had inflated the contract, we were going to renegotiate the Amer deal. And you know, when Akosia says that Amer is fraudulent, maybe you should agree with her at that corner where they sought to renegotiate the deal, because they now inflated the price. And Akosia, this one you can Google, this one you can read it right now here. They sought to inflate the price from the $510 million that they had complained about to $800 million. They also sought to extend the lifespan of the plan from 10 years to 15 years. Why? So that even when they are in opposition, they will have power in Amer. So they took, with executive approval, these are parliamentary records, you can refer to it. The president gave the amended Amer agreement an executive approval to go to parliament and let parliament approve. Then the minority said that this deal is stinky. And you know what they did? The day they took the deal to parliament was the day of the former vice president, Mr. Atter's funeral. So all the NDC MPs were at the funeral. So that by the time they come, 800 million, Yamutu, we have just passed it. Then somebody blew the alarm. And our members went back to parliament. And then we rejected that. And so, but for the vigilance of the minority, the Amer would be still the property of Amer because you had renegotiated it for 15 years. And if
Is that the deal that the president said he was misled?
That is the deal. That was when we raised the level of corruption, that this deal has been inflated by over $290 million. And then they sacrificed Ejaku. You know, now Ejaku says that Gabi and the rest were involved. He's not the one. He says when the dust settles, he will talk. The dust has settled. Maybe he should give us the full details.
Who, Ejaku?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the dust has settled long ago. He should give us the full details. And so this government is not committed to doing anything for the people of Ghana. This government is just not prepared to tackle the solutions for where we are now. They are managing the situation. They are making things worse, hoping that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will come and make it. You see, nobody has any problem with Amer being relocated to Kumasi, even though we believe it doesn't make financial sense. And the minority has said that they will investigate the cost of relocation. I am of the strongest belief that somebody wants something somewhere, hence the relocation. Because the argument by government that the relocation is to, reduce technical losses is neither here nor there, because we export power to Burkina Faso.
But there's a technical explanation to it.
What's the
technical?
technical?
The central part of Ghana really needs that power more, because when it's there, then it makes the load shedding.
So I will show you. Mm-hmm. I'll show you why the relocation of Amer is not wise or financially sound.
The explanation they've given to it, you don't.
They don't even have any explanation. Okay. That is. So what I'm trying to say is that the reason they relocated the Amer was only for a political purpose. You know that for some time. Mm-hmm. The Ashanti region has been saying that the MPP government has not done anything for us. Mm-hmm. The MPP governments have abandoned us. And so to score some, and if you listen to Napo, he sought to create the impression that this thing that Nanado has done is because he loves the people of Ashanti region. What has he done? You see, we should be, it's a very serious matter. You see, we should be concerned about how...
There was a plan to move the plant. Mm-hmm. And the plant has been moved.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You see, before Nanado became president, the Energy Commission has what we call the National Energy Strategy. Before he became president, long before. And as part of their energy strategy, they were to do certain investments so that the northern sector, not just the 5 northern regions, but where we say northern sector includes Kumasi or Ashanti region and its environment, would have some investments in the energy sector so that they would stop having this, what we call low currents in our local power plants and power fluctuations and all that. So he didn't do anything. If you think that at this point, maybe relocating 6 units of the 10 units Amer is what is good for you, you just relocate it. The issue is the cost and the fanfare, the invitation that there should be pats in the back because they have done what Napoleon could not do, is what I'm concerned about, and it is their duplicity. And you know, when
duplicity of what?
Their duplicity about the Amer. First of all, you criticize the plant, and you said it was corrupt. Secondly, you were caught pants down, seeking to inflate the price and the tenor. And now you turn around to say that, you know what, we have done so well because that which we were caught to be inflating, we have relocated. So clap for us. We are saying that Amer was commissioned some 10 years ago. It's not a new plant. If you think you want to relocate without the fanfare. Relocate without creating an impression to the people of Ashanti region and all others that I have brought you some monumental. You know, when you look at
something I'm not so clear about, that government said it handed over the plant to VRA. So this whole exercise, I want to believe, was technically carried out by VRA. So yes. VRA should be the ones responsible. In fact, at some point I heard
VRA said
it has the capacity to do the transfer, but it was not giving.
Initially, they wanted to give it to some group called Miscellaneous,
yes.
And they had inflated the cost by over $71 million or so. Then you had the likes of IES, ASEP, Imani, Bryce Simon, and the others coming hard on government. Then they backtracked and said VRA. So this is not an achievement. But the point I want to make is that when Nanado was speaking at the recommissioning and renaming, you know, now they're on the renaming galore. They name BNI to NIB, NACOP to NACOC. The universities here, unless they don't, very soon they'll come to University of Ghana. The renaming is Basaha. They just rename. So I'm trying to say that when he was speaking at the renaming, he said his vision is that he would extend electricity coverage to the whole part of the country and also make Ghana a next exporter of power. Please, the vision, which one? The one that he couldn't do in 7 years, he can do in 8 months or 9 months, or which of the vision? What is Nanado's contribution and the entire NPP's contribution from 1992? And this question, I want you to ask Akosia for me. From 1992 to 2024, today is what? 22nd April 2024. The NPP has not added any significant megawatts to our generation mix. Anytime Ghana has had to make giant strides, you move from Nkrumah, then you come to NDC 1 under Jerry John Rawlings, then you come to NDC 2. The NPP has not added any significant generation power. Anytime we are having to talk about this energy issue, and I hear the NPP talk, maybe they should admit that they don't really understand the energy sector. Recently, when we met some of the people in the upstream sector, their concern is that the people there don't know. And yet, they don't even want to listen to them too as industry players.
The people where?
The people managing the affairs.
We have ECG, we have technical expertise that are in state institutions.
For the first time, you see the banter between ECG and PURC and things.
Right.
They don't know. They will not humble themselves and ask industry players. Because you see, the most dangerous thing is he who knows not. And knows not that he knows not. So this is where we are.
Don't finish it.
I don't even know the conclusion. Don't worry.
I beg you.
You see, so we're talking about electricity expansion. The NPP, what have they done? What have they done? Because when we came to power in 2008, electricity coverage was just around 60.5%. By the time we exited power in 2016, we had moved the electricity coverage from the 60.5% to 83.24%. Then they came and they've increased it to 88.84%. We did above 22% addition. You have come to do 5 years. And you are saying that we should applaud you because you relocated. And so if we should applaud you for relocating Amer, then the one who saw the vision 10 years ago, what should we do? We will sing Neko, Neba, Neko for the person. It is a new level of law in public governance. It is a new level of mediocrity being introduced as we speak. And we have a power crisis on our hands. The IPPs are owed to a tune of $2.3 billion. The energy sector debt is more than $12 billion as we speak. The ESLA, which they chastise and criticize President Mahama for, and he left the ESLA of $3 billion annually. Today, by the Ministry of Energy's own report, the ESLA had cumulatively from 2016 given this government 30 billion cedis. Where are all those monies? So the one who saw the vision and brought ESLA, the one who brought the car power,
but it's been
the Asogli phase 2, the AXA, the one who brought all these plants is incompetent, should not be voted for. The one who is locating 6 units out of the many plants should be celebrated. When did we descend this low? So it tells you that when it comes to the administrative fortitude to manage Ghana's energy sector, the NPP does not have the needed and requisite skills to manage it. And as I said, you see, we had excess capacity of about 2,500. It is never true.
2.5. I didn't say 3.5.
You said 2.5. Yes.
You said 3.5.
I said 2.5. Okay, sorry. We never had, or we don't have any excess capacity of 2,500.
Currently, we don't.
When did we have it?
I said when American, that deal was procured, it essentially gave us excess capacity of 2,500.
No, that's not so.
However, yes.
No.
It was.
This is when we say excess capacity in energy, this is what it means.
But you round up, because I don't want it to look like...
Yes, so I'll round up.
I've come in and then
I'm
taking...
I'll round up. When we say excess capacity in energy, this is what it means. For every generation, you have what we call the installed capacity. You have what we call the reserve margin. Then you have what we call the peak demand. So if, let's say, your installed capacity is 5,000 and you have your peak demand to be 3,000, then you have your reserve margin, which is supposed to be 20%. So that's 1,000. The power that is left, that you are not using for anything, that is what we call excess capacity. So excess capacity is not power that is added to the generation mix. What the NDC did was that we realized in 2014 we had a generation deficit. So the NDC added almost more than 2,500 capacity to the generation capacity. So that was never an excess capacity. What they were complaining about as excess capacity is after your peak demand, your reserve margin, your transmission losses, what is left? And even that one, we have shown that it is a lie because averagely we were growing at 10%. You see, the NPP
Our
must
peak
relax.
demand now is about
3,000 plus.
something.
Now, I don't think so because of the doom. So
I think it's
I don't know
almost
whether we even
4,000.
have peak demand now because of the doom. So what are you demanding? There is no light.
No, but you still have the demand. But as to whether the supply will be made available, it's also another thing.
But the demand
So
must be derived from data.
Because we have a projection of about
in the
4,000
past, before the doom. So
in 2025, we're supposed to have about 4,000.
2025.
Yes. So
the projected.
Yes, the projected. That we should have.
So I'm saying that if you look, you see what President Mahama did, and God bless him. You see what President Mahama did was not to join the bandwagon and the noise. What he did was that he realized that if you look at how previous governments so if the shortfall is 2 cities or 20 megawatts, they just come and add some 15 megawatts. If the shortfall is 100 megawatts, what he did was that he took the data. He looked at the rate at which we were growing. And for even foreign investments and other things, they demanded that you have some excess capacity of about 10% before foreign companies will be comfortable to invest. And so when you do the analysis of the data, what he did was to project for at least 10 years so that by the 10 years we would have been doing more investment. If they were implementing the one district, one factory, we should be having power deficits in this country. If Valco was operating at maximum capacity, we should be having power crisis. The power crisis we are having in this country is financial mismanagement. It is because ECG has failed to pay the generators and the supply chain, and that energy, economy, health, education. Nobody should make a mistake and compare the NDC to the NPP because we are light years ahead. What we do in these sectors, the investments we don't do these pub and pageantry, cutting sword and going to dance and gathering food soldiers to hail us. So we were on a mission to building a country. We are on a mission of industrializing our nation. And then these guys emerged. And here we are today. We are having to discuss relocation of 150 megawatts. Then the one who added the 2,500, what should we be doing to the person?
All right, so let me, you want to make some interventions. But before that, let me just throw this in and see if you can address it. Now, we've been talking about the cash waterfall mechanism.
Too much for addressing. You're throwing in.
Well, you don't want me to ask you a question.
You throw it in.
So we've been talking about the cash waterfall mechanism, which is something that is an establishment, an account that we're supposed to, it gives us the math or the calculation as to how to pay these IPPs or the stakeholders. Now, the account of the cash waterfall mechanism should have been one. The IMF conditionalities, one of it was to have all the money, and then, well, maybe ECG must confirm, but it has been exposed by PURC that accounts now being managed by ECG is now about 67 or so. How that came up, I don't understand. But we are running more than 60 accounts by ECG. And now monies that were supposed to also have been put or accrued into the cash waterfall mechanism, we have put less than we should. And now we're having a problem of paying the IPPs. We don't know where the money is. It's been a problem. It's become, transparency has become quite an issue. Now, the Minister of Finance says that government has announced plans to publish audit findings of the cash waterfall mechanism to enhance transparency and accountability within the country's energy sector. Now, this move comes amid significant financial challenges these sectors faces, and including a substantial debt burden owed to independent power producers amounting to over $1 billion. To address the mounting debt, the government introduced the cash waterfall mechanism in July 2017. The details are here, aiming to streamline the revenue collection and distribution. However, the mechanism effectiveness has been limited, prompting the need for the transparency and addressing implementation challenges. So, Finance Minister Amin Adam emphasized the importance of the cash waterfall mechanism in 2024 World Bank and IMF spring meetings, stating that the audit findings will be published and ensure transparency. So, we were looking forward to that because it seemed to me that from the technical point of view, a chunk of our issue is not really about. In fact, from the PRC's own document and reports that they gave us just last week, reviews a lot of things that shows that it's not just transformer problems, as ECH has been saying, and things like that. They're all here. So it's public document, so you can Google PURC, I don't know, order in respect of I think it's at the front page. And then you can get the details of what PURC is saying. So these are not from us, it's from the technical people. Akosia.
Okay, so I just want to respond to a few things that Beatrice said, and just to ask clarification on one thing. So I like how she started her submission. She literally positioned herself as an energy expert, having been mentored by a guru in energy.
That doesn't make her an expert.
No, she positioned herself as such. I don't know how you took it, but evidently the same questions I was expecting you to ask that you didn't ask, but that's fine. But she said something, and I think she said it on more than one.
She cannot be an energy expert.
She has said that she has been mentored and all she knows in energy, and she was forced to know energy when she wasn't even interested in energy. She was forced to have interest. So everything that is being said, she has checked, she's rechecked, she knows everything concerning it. That's fine. And kudos to her mentor. Now, the question is, did she state that the MPP has not added any capacity to the grid? Did she say that?
No, she said significance. She used the word significant.
The word was significant. Yeah. And significant will be what in her estimation? Okay. So let me come to something. What I stated in the beginning, I'm holding on firmly to it. Amer became famous because of fraud. Somebody walked away with $160 million. In her submission, she sought to say that no money was exchanged. In the same submission, she said, she explained what BOT was, and in the sense that it's going to be operated in a 5-year period, by which time the $510 million will be realized, right? Good. So whether it was immediate or not, the point is $510 million is gone, because clearly it's been 5 years. Now, when it comes to the positioning of the plant with this new name and also in Kumasi, whether you want to say that it's to score political points or not, that fanfare you are trying to claim is not for the how do you call it, for the turbines. There's actually a power enclave. There are civil engineers, there are electrical engineers, there are mechanical engineers. There's a whole area that's going to provide value to the people, create job opportunities, create a value chain for the people to benefit from it. So if you want to sit here and say that you have a visionary in a leader who saw 10 years ahead, but had no plan as to what was going to consume that excess capacity, which again you fail to explain, and I'm going to question something. Because in the 8 years that he's had opportunity to explain what his vision was, it's been chicken coops. How much megawatt does a chicken coop consume? That you had 8 years to give or articulate your vision, and we are sitting here being told, it's being shoved down our throats that he's supposed to be a visionary and an energy expert in his own right. Now back to the capacity. First, she was emphatic. She said, no. Now you have introduced the word significant. Okay, in terms of significant, let's start 2017. There's AXA, there's Axogli, and then there's a car power ship, a total of 675 megawatts. Mm-hmm. 2018, there's AXA Phase 2, there's Send Power, there's Minergy, a total of what? 490 megawatts. Then we come to 2019, more capacity added to the grid. TT2PP, Amandi, Gensa. What's the total? 239 megawatts. Then we come to 4 more plants in 2020, a total of 161.55 megawatts. Then in 2021, we have Gensa, Repower, VRA Solar. It comes to a total of 79. If I was to even round this up, it comes to 1,645. So your visionary who in one fell swoop, cost the nation $510 million, which you have failed to justify. I was thinking you would tell us that, given the expertise you have and the expertise they have, that total of $510 million is justified. And you understand everything and appreciate everything and the vision.
So if they justify, will you believe it?
No. So you see, the question is, the fact that something was bad, the fact that we agreed it was bad, the fact that we are saddled with it, the fact that our hands are tied, the fact that we are bound by it, doesn't mean that we can't find a way around it. We have, and we are using it. And now when she says, she said the company that she mentioned, the miscellaneous, Annie, that's Metka. That's what I keep telling you, that Amer in itself had no history, had no expertise, had no people. They were middlemen. So it was Metka that actually did the work in Takoradi for 5 years. And Metka wanted to move to Kumasi. And government of Ghana says,
so we wanted to renegotiate the deal.
And VRA's engineers, VRA Ghanaian people are going to run the plants. So that's the benefit of, that's who a visionary is. Of course, under the capable hands of the Minister of Energy, Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh. So I find it very weird.
I want to answer follow-up. I'm saying that. So we wanted to renegotiate. The deal was being done by Amer and Metka.
It never went to the floor of Parliament, a renegotiation deal. It went to a committee level. 2 signatures were needed. The Minister of Energy at the time took that
committee. The
Minister of Finance did not sign that agreement. So that conversation that we are having, you cannot, whatever your aspirations are, justifying $510 million on a Monday morning is not it. And the fact remains that it became popular because of the fact that when transparency was called for, we realized that it was overinflated. Somebody walked away with $160 million.
And you're letting the person walk away scot-free.
I think that the question is that the government of the day, you see, when we are talking about the issues, you are more focused on the fanfare. That was how you positioned the conversation. You were not focused on asking for an audit back into that the time it happened, or who the players were. That a deputy attorney general signed a document with a gentleman.
No, that's not true.
Who has sacked.
That's not true. Because when I started, I went through the journey of how Amer came
Which one is
being.
not true? That the minister...
No. You said I was more focused on the fanfare. That's not true.
No, I'm saying...
That's not true.
On more than one occasion...
I was making my case...
You have made the fanfare the case, and I've clarified the... fine. So you are not cementing on that. Let me finish. Let me have the opportunity to finish because you are interjecting.
I'm not going to let it go.
Okay, so clarify
I am going to clarify. When I started, I went through the journey of what Amer went through to where it is today. I actually ended up with the fanfare. But I started with how Amer came on board, and then how the opposition at the time made allegations of corrupt deals. I did. And went through how it came to the point of, okay, we have now decided that we have to do the transportation of it from one point to the other. And then how it was renamed, and then the fanfare that followed it, and technical analysis that has been made about it. I didn't focus on one point. Everybody that watched remembered I went through the journey.
Okay. So the truth of the matter remains that the NDC saddled Ghana with take-or-pay agreements. The truth of the matter remains that Amer became famous for $510 million for 10 gas turbines, which individually produce 25 megawatts of power. the fact also remains that even with the company that she so-called, Metka, which actually did the work, Metka valued it in their own reportage at their home country for $350 million. Whatever it is, even if you were to ring-fence the amount or to discount it, whatever it was, it still remains the fact that Amer had no history anywhere. That the middleman, as it were, cost us an issue. What was the issue? That somebody walked away with at least $150 million. If you tell us that that money wasn't paid immediately, it doesn't matter. Because by your own explanation of BOT, in the 5-year span, that $510 million was going to go to the company. Now, government of Ghana has a headache. Why? You inherit issues by a so-called visionary who wants another mandate to serve. Granted that he has only 4 years if he comes back to power. The consideration that he had the opportunity to solve what they anticipated was a problem. They sat down and said, okay, we are going to solve a 10-year problem. That's what she said, that whatever the consideration is, it covers a problem that will cover at least a decade. Now, in covering that decade, at the time, again, when we say excess capacity, whatever way you choose to explain it, articulate it, your enunciations or pronunciations of it, it doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that we paid for power we were not using. Now, when you say that, oh, they came to power and their industrialization drive, there was no industrialization drive. In fact, even when it comes to achievements, one of the things was to bring a young lady called Aisha to the floor of Parliament for her to raise her hand to say that she had set up a piggery farm. That was a blot on the conscience of Ghanaians till date and for what they represented at the time. So if this government, beyond what you want to call sloganeering, says one district, one factory, there are 92 factories working now. They are tapping into the very power that we have also generated capacity for by adding over 1,644 to the grid. And yes, you can check the nomenclature of these companies and know that they are Ghanaians. They are by and large all primarily Ghanaians. That the fanfare that you want to call is not for gas turbines, it's for having created a power enclave in Kumasi. And now you tell us that you want to score political points. And what is wrong with having an achievement in your home state? A deep blue state like the Ashanti region.
What was the achievement?
The achievement?
Yes.
That you set up beyond the gas turbines a power enclave where it's going to generate power and create opportunities for people. Or you thought it was
which power enclave?
Please, when the fanfare you are talking about, when it went there, all you heard was a power turbine.
I'm asking.
All you heard was a gas turbine. Hold on. Because that's where you want to cement the argument.
I am saying that you have criticized a government that brought in that same power plant or unit.
We criticize a government
in fact, let me hold on.
A specific issue which you now fail to. You don't even want to mention it, even though you very well know that is the truth.
Which one?
It's the fact that $510 million went to something which would have cost less than $300 million.
Okay.
That's the fact.
Okay.
So even on that, if we were to cement the argument there, we would even spend a lot of time on it because it was wrong.
Right. Now, if you tell us that... Now, because your fact does not necessarily represent the truth because your fact has not been established.
What is the fact?
Now, let me make that clear.
What is the fact?
Your fact of
what is the fact?
They getting into a fraudulent activity has not, or contract, has not been established. I hope you agree with that too.
It hasn't been established by who?
Your government.
Okay, so if... so let's establish.
So hold on, I'm not done. No, let me make my point. I'm not done. I'll let you come in.
In 2015,
firstly, hold on.
The government of the day goes.
Hold on.
No,
firstly,
will you permit me?
Yes,
to
I will permit
to
you.
Your
I will.
interjection,
I will.
Since you want
firstly,
to railroad me
of the fraudulent. Your fraudulent contract has not been established by the same government.
Okay.
2, the miscellaneous company that you are saying that. In fact, it was the company that came on board with Amer. It was working with Amer. With a long article I read, Metka was mentioned in there. That same company that you claim had gone into a fraudulent activity with the government of Ghana, you sought to engage.
Which company?
Miscellaneous.
No. Amer.
No.
Amer.
You are saying that, hold on, Amer is a middleman.
Amer is a middleman. Ameri is a company that was created to get into a certain transaction.
And that Metka,
Ameri inflated the cost of the gas
and that
turbines.
Metka
Ameri
was the one that was supplying to Ameri. Ameri doesn't have any history of energy. That's the point you're making. If you want to do a renegotiation of contract, Ameri is saying that we were working with Metka. Metka came on board.
Who was doing the renegotiation?
Government was doing renegotiation of this Ameri deal.
Okay.
That is what brought about this whole mess with the energy minister.
At what level? No. First of all, you said renegotiation. What went into the renegotiation?
You are the one who went into renegotiation. You should be telling me. I'm not the one supposed to be telling you the renegotiation wanted to go into. Wait, hold on.
First of all, you want to debate on the side of the opposition.
No. You are making a point, and I want to establish it. Let's all understand it. That Ameri went into a deal. They were working with Metka. You say Metka, Ameri's deal was fraudulent. But in working with Metka, the same Metka you wanted to engage. In fact, it was the same Metka that it was the same Metka
company.
Fine. I don't disagree with that.
Good.
It's the same Metka.
I want to.
It's the same
we agree on that. We are aligned on that.
That you wanted to engage in services. Are you aware that in the transfer of the units to Ghana, Ameri was supposed to conduct servicing or what do you call them? There's another word we use. Maintenance of the units. Are you aware that we had in the contract that you are responsible for maintaining the unit before handing over to us? Are you aware of that?
I think that what is obvious to the viewers now is the simple fact that you want to distract from something I've been consistent on this very morning on the show.
That's unfair to my person.
It's unfair to me as well for you to say that I haven't established certain things as far as I'm concerned. But the point is this. Ameri was a made-up company. Metka isn't. Metka has a history of having worked in other countries. That's fact. So the miscellaneous that you brought into it, maybe you were unaware that it was the same as Metka. Ameri was not.
Who?
I said
who was
miscellaneous
unaware?
That
Myself
you mentioned was you mentioned it. You mentioned it as well. That they are the ones doing the work. And I said it. I even told you, even before you even mentioned it. I said that Metka, aka miscellaneous, whatever way you want to call it, are the ones that did the work. So Ameri is not a company. Ameri is a fraudulent theme. What is synonymous with Ameri is fraud and corruption. So if you want to stay on it, that's your cup of tea. But the government of the day has moved on from there. Why? Because they've seen the value in not sticking to the mess that was created. They've seen the value that in the propaganda that is championed on some of these platforms by some of these people that you allow to do so. The truth still remains over 1,600 megawatts of power has been added to the grid since 2017 by this very government. That if you want to say that political scores is being, that's what we seek to do. The point is, in fact, I wish we would actually show the power enclave. Although I'm sure the producer will not allow it. Where is it? You haven't shown it. This is a video. This is a complete video that shows what is going to happen in that very home state that the plant has gone to. It doesn't negate the fact that $510 million went to a company that was set up 2 months ago before a signing. If you come and say that something on the floor of Parliament, it wasn't even debated on the floor of Parliament. As far as I'm concerned, it was a committee level that it went to. Nobody signed anything, as far as I'm concerned, on Ameri till the changes, as far as the move is concerned, came to be. This video, if you would allow us to, you are showing still photos. There's a whole video with it's literally a documentary. Annie, this thing is less than 5 minutes. If we want our viewers to get
I've been showing this video you have on your phone. I've been showing it from last week. You have not been watching.
I'm on the show now.
You see, I don't like your posture of trying to attack in a very subtle manner. It's very unfair.
But you always attack the government of the day.
I don't mind. You do. Yes, because it's my job to question the government. When they question you,
your right.
You call it an attack.
Right,
but when in your response, you do not have to posture yourself as though you are attacking. It is unfair. I showed that video last week. The whole of the last week, the discussion, that video was on screen.
You bring
you
a
can
discussion
go back
to
on
the table
on the
on
social
here without
media.
prior notice, and
Oh,
you're talking
Akosha,
about
you're
a
not being
particular
fair.
incident. Why will you not show the video to give good context to what we are saying? Because she's repeatedly said fanfare. You've aligned with fanfare. You've aligned with razzmatazz of the government of the day.
Fanfare.
So just put the video
how
there
did I
so that
align
everybody
with?
will see.
How did I align with fanfare?
Am I asking for too much if you show this video right now?
Okay,
How
so
did I?
video,
No, maybe Vanessa, you can find it. How did I align
It's a
with
5-minute
fanfare?
video so that when we cause the impression being created, and I'm saying so because you've aligned with that impression.
Let me even ask
that
you.
It is a fanfare.
What is that
of
video
gas
going to?
turbines.
What's the value the video going to add?
I'm telling you that it shows what the vision is. It shows what is actually happening.
The video.
So it puts into context what government is doing.
Okay, Beatrice.
You know, this morning I've just been smiling. I've just been smiling because I don't know whether to get angry, happy. It's such a mixed feeling. So let me respond to some erroneous things that Akosua has said. Akosua said, you know what? We've added power. And she sought to quote the data from the Energy Commission. And Sasa mentioned, as ugly was this in 2017, now is this. Car power, TC3. Which of those plants that she has mentioned did they bring to Ghana? She should point one. Which of these plants that she has mentioned as capacity charges did you add?
So let me understand your logic and your reasoning. That in the same vein, when you bring a plant and the plant is still working under this government, then the plant is to your credit.
Why if the plant
is no, I want to understand it by her logic and reasoning, as she said. Now we've sat on this platform and conversations have gone on about how government doesn't want to continue certain projects or certain things that previous governments did. If by our thinking, no, let me finish because I had interjections from Annie. And Annie can be upset, but I have to point it out when it's
so have
when
you
it's
finished
the
asking
truth.
your question?
I haven't finished asking my question. I'm saying that when it's your reasoning and your logic in trying to point out these plans, I'm saying that in the same vein, you make the argument that certain things that came about into being, no matter how mediocre or myopic it was, to your credit, you want us to take responsibility for it and admit that you brought it into being. At the same time, when these plants are working, you want to say that you want to take credit for it.
Okay.
Since you are the energy expert in this field.
I'll answer you, but can I ask you a
Car
question?
power was running in Tema.
I'm asking
was it
you.
not?
Wait, you've asked me a question. Let me answer. So
The
before
answer I actually need, which hasn't been answered,
Wait,
and that was in the
I
very
haven't even
beginning,
spoke.
was the value of the $510 million.
Wait.
That's
What
where
is-
we start
what is
from.
your
That was it
understand-
actually $510
Akosua,
million?
is
That
everything
question hasn't been answered. Because Annie is telling me
You've
that
asked
it is
the
not
question.
true.
Let me answer.
No, I'm saying that we start from that very initial cardinal
this
sin
question
of
you just
$510
actually
million for a company that was in non-existence
Akosua,
and subsequently became
No,
famous.
Annie, this is not fair. I need to
Akosua,
make my point. When
the
we are done,
legitimate question I have to ask you, Beatrice is a lawyer, unless maybe I'm wrong, is that your fact has not been established, and your fact does not necessarily represent the truth. You know that if I tell you,
You
that
set a question.
If I
and
tell
you don't even have the details of it,
if-
and at the very center of the conversation, you tell me that my facts are not facts. At the same time, some of the things I have said were even new to you till you verified. How do you set a question and not even for your own self know the facts before
if
we
I tell
proceed
you
into a
that
conversation?
your phone
That's
in
the
front-
question I want to ask.
If I
ask
tell
from
you your phone in front of you, maybe
it's
Samsung,
No.
not iPhone.
Let's say it's Samsung, it's not iPhone, all right? And I don't prove why it is Samsung and not iPhone. Does that mean what I'm saying? It might be true, it might be false, but does that mean what I'm saying necessarily represent the truth?
No. What I want
I
to
have to
understand.
go, hold on. I have to go beyond certain doubts to prove that indeed it's a Samsung.
What are the doubts
Annie,
and
I
what
see
are the
through this
conversations?
strategy. Let me
Because
make
you
my
set
point.
a question. No,
Okay,
Beatrice,
go ahead.
Please,
Go ahead.
now I'm clearly. I know
Let me make my
she's
point. I have
siding
my
with
time.
you on
So
this.
let me
but I want
no,
to understand
Akosua,
something.
you don't need to understand. I have my point to make. You've made your point.
Energy
You
effort, continue.
peddled falsehood when you said that. What do you understand by generation capacity? Akosia obviously doesn't understand energy, and sometimes we all can't know everything. So you keep quiet, or you ask before you come on the show. This morning when I was coming on the show, I spoke to one of our members on the energy committee to seek clarification on certain things I had found.
What was coming,
yes, I knew what was coming. I always come prepared.
In the beginning, you didn't.
No, I said on this note, she did well.
To send to you.
Yes,
because I didn't have it. But it's
that's your internal. So I'm saying that all the plants Akosia has mentioned from the Energy Commission, Asogli, Car Power, TC3, none, not even one, did the MPP government bring to this country. The MPP government, you see, it is the hypocrisy and the duplicity of this government that is so annoying and sometimes nauseating. Listen to Akosia this morning. We paid excess capacity because President John Mahama brought excess capacity and we had to pay for it.
Really?
That's what you said.
But you just said that. You said that.
You said that.
You created.
Then you said
you created an avenue to explain what excess capacity was.
Yes, I explained.
Excess
because
capacity
you didn't understand.
is not. You don't need to go to. You don't need to take energy classes to understand excess capacity.
But you have masters.
2,500 megawatts.
Akosia has masters in the energy economics.
But I don't.
So why are you
humble
making
enough not to go on set and pretend I'm an energy expert.
Please.
Point is,
my point is that Akosia, please, you've had your time. Be civil and let me have my time. My point is
I'll be civil as long as the language is decent enough for
my
viewers.
Point is that, Annie, my point is that the duplicity, the dishonesty sometimes can be very nauseating. You come to sit here and you are using the Energy Commission data. That's data I have perused very well because it is the basis for their claim that they added excess capacity. And all the plants you quoted, you did not even bring one to Ghana. All the plants you quoted were brought by the NDC government. What you have done is that she said that this government, the NDC government, brought take-or-pay. You have renegotiated those plans on the same take-or-pay basis, and it is the basis of that capacity has increased. But if you were a government in your right senses, how do you say we have excess capacity and we are paying for it, but you are negotiating and adding on to the excess capacity?
We actually don't have that much excess capacity.
Who does that? Today you don't have that much excess capacity. No, we don't.
I said, and you see,
it is the hypocrisy.
You listen to comprehend, not to rebut. You listen to comprehend and not just to rebut.
So
I said in my submission that by 2017 there was 2,500.
You said you haven't read.
And on
if you had read well,
no, because
if you had read, you would have seen.
I'm smart enough.
You have just seen that you are just misusing data.
I'm smart enough.
All right, so Lara says that Annie, are you a guest or a host? Lara,
you can do better. That's why you can.
Good morning, Annie. Then people think that we are in year 1888. When a child is born, it will take more than a week before the child can see. But nowadays, immediately a child is born, blah blah blah.
No,
it's not a hurry. My time is up, so I.
Because I read before I come.
You are drinking water. You are so thirsty. The light are too much.
I read before I come. You don't read. So to manage expectations.
You read and you couldn't explain what excess capacity
to manage expectations. You say,
that you
I didn't read. I wasn't given the topic. So
I'm going for a break. But I want Akosia Menu. I am not
to absorb the excess capacity. That's what you want to tell us.
I'm saying it again before I go for a break. That you accuse someone of something, you prove.
It wasn't accusation, it was a statement of facts. Now play that video so that we know that it was so that in context to the discussion.
You allege a government of having gone into a corrupt deal or
for 7 years and nobody has been prosecuted.
It has only remained rumor. It has not been
a rumor that $510 million was not negotiated for. That's a rumor.
Sputnik V was subjected
we're not talking about Sputnik V.
To scrutiny, and it was established.
You see, this is what you do, and the viewers get upset with you. You set the conversation on Amer.
You are the only viewer that's getting upset with me.
I don't watch.
You are the only viewer that probably is getting upset with me.
What if not $510 million that went into this transaction?
And was it established that 100 and how much
was that?
disagree, was fraud.
If you disagree with that, tell me what the counter is, because you cannot tell me that I haven't proved.
There's nothing to counter.
You make a mere argument and you want people to agree with you.
I think today my point has been well made, and the viewers will appreciate the difference.
The point has been made. That
thank you very much.
I'm telling you, viewers have appreciated where you're coming from.
The fact remains that you have failed. You're ready to rebuild. Less than 4 years, flag bearer. That's what you feel.
You just didn't admit. Sometimes it happens to.
Fortune rice, etumi ye emu aduane biara. Yansi kakra bi pe, emu no nkeka mu. Na ne hwam ne dedie. Delicious. Said your mom metie no pepepe.
Ye the Fortune emopa abedwaso. Ghana mo a ede, ma emu aduane nyina.
FDA aje ejedi nkratoa yatum.
It's good to stay strong together. It's good to share nutritious meals cooked with Fritol, a vitamin A fortified oil. Fritol, you deserve a life of goodness. This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back. It's a Monday.
It's a beautiful Monday.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. I just wish viewers can see behind the scenes. I mean, when we go on break,
I think very soon we'll start recording behind the scenes.
Yes, I mean, it's quite
it's more interesting than what you see on air. Anyway, what do you have today?
Yeah, so let's start with Good Morning Ghana. Some interesting comments over there. So please, let's fix some. Okay, so Akosia Benu dear, say political that be. No proper hustle background, just connections to the top. Evans Blay is saying this. Whoa, I love how Beatrice Annan educating the NPP panelists, lawyer and energy policy analyst Ampa. Dennis Akuwa also says so. And hey, Beatrice is damn knowledgeable, I swear. I'm feeling her. God should bless me with a woman like her. Richard Ampon also is sharing his thoughts. Okay. And Mahama pays America $8.3 million monthly for no work done. Daud Abubakar. Annie, why do you still entertain Akosia? She's just making us agitated. She's not arguing as a Ghanaian, but rather as a party member. Okay. Now, let's move from that to something sad. I mean, Koda. Yes. Gospel musician Koda passed away yesterday, and Metro TV was the first to actually break that news. Apparently, the one who got the information that is Desmond Okereko Dancer actually had it in the morning, but was still not
holding on to it.
Yes, he wanted to confirm first. And today we're going to bring you exclusive on that on Newsbeat as well. But there are videos out there that are saying that he was actually given wrong medication. He himself, there's a video of him that is circulated on Twitter right now that he was given wrong medication he continued with it for 6 months. And when he went to complain, they were blaming him that he's educated. He should have read. He should have seen it.
Which hospital?
They didn't mention the hospital, but that's what he was told.
Are you kidding
me? Because of time, we cannot play it, but that is the video. If we have enough time.
Or something like that. You get it? Because I'm talking about her taking the thing. And so I was like, but the people, why they won't kill me or something like that. You get it? Because I'm talking about her taking the thing for over 6, getting to 8 months. of ingesting this thing on a daily basis. Can you imagine? So we scheduled some form of a review or checkup with the doctor. I went over. I get a little emotional when I talk about this thing. Like, forgive me. So we scheduled a checkup with the doctor, and I told the doctor that, but why am I being given medication that contains sulfur if I'm just a speedy? Because you know that we are not supposed to be taking these things, and you guys are aware about these things. To cut a long story short, all they said was, "Oh, sorry, I'm serious."
I'm very sad. Injected sulfur for close to 8 months, and this could have killed him. I mean, it's not certain as to whether if indeed the injection of sulfur caused the kidney, because it's alleged out there that he suffered from kidney failure. It's so sad. I mean, I cannot read more of the comments because of time, but away from that, Doomsort must stop is trending. I mean, throughout the weekend, people were casting out the ECG on social media, so I'm not surprised that Doomsort must stop is trending. So let's take a look at some. The youth ain't angry that much. If we should be organizing demonstration every single day. CAF is saying so. We are sick and tired. Enough is enough. I can't wait for the right time for us to hit the streets so they can feel our pain. I mean, Doomsort demonstration shall happen soon. Lace up, guys. Enough is enough. And yes, people are calling for demonstration. I don't know what the demonstration is going to do as to whether if demonstration is going to let them fix, because they said it's not Doomsort, it's they have a name that Doomsort. No, they said something faults.
Transformers faults.
Yes.
Faulty transformers.
Yeah, faulty transformers. I don't know when they'll be able to fix these transformers, but it's becoming unbecoming. The heat, and it's like the weather is partnering with ECG because the weather is so warm and hot, and then they've taken the lights as well. So it's rather.
The weather is partnering with ECG.
Yes, it is. Like it is. Because it doesn't make sense. And finally, Sarkodie performed in Nigeria at a bar, and people were not dancing. The Nigerians were not dancing. And this video is trending right now. But unfortunately, we won't be able to do that. But Entertainment Review, we'll be talking about it. So at 3 p.m. on Metro TV. Do well to tune in.
I just want to wish a happy belated birthday to Mrs. Jacqueline Afu, MD, Appointed Time Printing. Yesterday was her birthday, and we thank God for blessing upon your life. From all of us here at Ignite Media Group, and we wish you a happy birthday, ma'am. Thank you for also working with us. Appointed Time. All right. Anyway, thank you. You're welcome to a Monday, and this is where we draw the curtain. Thank you for watching the show. We're back tomorrow with Good Morning Ghana.
You must understand that the country does not belong to one person. It does not belong to two families. It does not belong to the people in power. It belongs to us. How you break a hospital knowing that people go there to receive medical attention that saves lives, and for years you have not built it up. I would like to understand the reasoning behind this. How you can know that people are here dying and you want to build a cathedral. Why the God where you don't want to build a cathedral for? He don't care about the lives of people in the Labadi day.
Whether you've got the runway walk of your dreams or a unique look that sets you apart, this is the chance to be the Model International. Are you a West African living or schooling in Ghana? Are you a lady between the ages of 18 and 26 who loves modeling and fashion? Then visit www.themodelinternational.com.